but in Tel Aviv we have seen scenes quite sombre. People have been lighting candlelight vigils. We've seen more jubilant scenes from inside Gaza. How are you feeling this morning?
I would say that my feelings are much more in line with my brethren in Israel. There's no sense of jubilation. Too many horrors have passed since October 7. Too many lives have been lost to even think about celebrating. But at the moment I'm feeling, I suppose, relief for the hostage families. I've had a chance to meet many of them over the past 15 months. I've heard firsthand the anguish, the terror, the trauma they're going through minute by minute, worrying about their loved ones, not even knowing if they're alive or dead. And so knowing that they'll have some sort of closure in the coming days and weeks, it gives me a sense of satisfaction. I think Israel has achieved its primary war aims. It has decimated Hamas's fighting ability and its ability to govern. It has annihilated its leadership, including Sinwar, Hania and Daif, and a lot of the commanders that were involved in the planning and execution of October 7. There was a time for war, but this is the time for peace.
Are you expecting the Jewish community in Australia to come together today?
Look, I don't think so. I think that people will quietly reflect on what this means to them, and a lot of people are still trying to make sense of this all. Is this a victory? Is this a defeat? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? And, you know, we're seeing the scenes in Gaza, people celebrating as though it's some sort of a victory. Online, people already claiming this is a victory for Hamas, which is just ridiculous. But from a Jewish community perspective, we care for life. We want to see the hostages coming home. We want to see those happy reunions with their families that have suffered so bitterly. But there won't be any great coming together. I think it's a time for solemn, quiet reflection for individuals.
Now that we potentially have this ceasefire agreement coming into effect this weekend, are you hopeful that the temperature will start to be lowered here in Australia and we may start to see a decrease in anti-Semitic incidents?
To be honest, Kenny, I'm not overly optimistic about that. I think that what happened on October 7, that sense that anti-Semites were ascendant, that they could dispatch Jewish life with impunity, that arose on October 7, and I think that it's taken on a life of its own. I don't think it's going to be easy to undo. I think those who are intent on menacing and threatening and harming the Jewish community in this country and using the war in the Middle East as a pretext will continue to do so. So as a community, as a society, governments need to remain vigilant and they need to remain on top of this problem because it's not just going to go away with the diplomatic agreement in the Middle East.
The Prime Minister